small. Next year, we hope to include all of Hanoi, down to Ho Chi Minh City, throughout Vietnam. So you guys are getting into the very first Rube Goldberg machine contest. So pat on the back and a round of applause for each of you for being here. Today we're going to start off with a short orientation. We're going to go welcome. We're going to talk a little bit about the timeline, go over judges and mentors and introduce them. We also want to introduce each of the teams. So when it's your turn to stand up as a team, stand up, and then we can applaud you as well. And we're going to go over the scoring rubrics real quickly, and then we'll have a chance for questions and answers. And at about 8:25, we will go ahead and begin our building. As you can see, I know all of you have identified your building stations. Secondary is on this side, and primary is on this side. All right, without further ado, I would like to welcome Mr. Lambert up to the stage, and he's going to go ahead and do our welcome for this morning.
All right, thank you. First of all, this is our very first, what is it called? All right. And we want to say, we'll say this again later, but during the day, it would be very helpful, not helpful, but it would be very kind of you to say thank you to Mr. Craig later on, okay? And let him know how much work he's put in. He and his team, they've done an amazing job, Can we just give him a round of applause? All right, first, who is Rube Goldberg? An inventor? A cartoonist. Yes, he was a cartoonist. And he took what we call complex things and made them what? Simple. Did he do that? No, he did the reverse. He did simple things and made them what? Complex. And that's what you're going to do, is take something very simple and make it complex. Like the guy who did the underarm deodorant, then he had the toothbrush, and then he had the hair. And so these are kind of things that you're having to rethink. You're going to have to think what? Differently. You're going to have to think differently. When you think about these kind of people, what do they have an interest in? What are some of the things that they love to do if they're going to make a Rube Goldberg contraption? What might be their future job? What do you think? What could be their future job? Go, Sammy. Inventors. Innovators. Innovation. What's another thing they could be? Go. Engineers. Absolutely. People who create things and innovate things and put things together. What's another one? A thinker. Someone who thinks differently. And there's a great commercial about Think Differently by Apple. What else are you going to say? Entrepreneur. That's another one. An entrepreneur. Doing things on their own. So think about that today. Entrepreneurship, innovator, thinker, engineer. And that's what you're having to do today. All right? Are you excited? Yes. Are you ready to think? Yes. Are you ready to innovate? Yes. Are you ready to engineer something? Yes. All right. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Michael. All right. Ms. Queen Ang is going to tell us a little bit about our contest timeline.
Okay, good morning. I'm Miss Queen Anh and I will be the judge today for the primary. Now I will brief the schedule of today. From the 7:30 to 8, you have been check-in. Oh, you have been check-in? Yes. And from 8 to 10:30, we have the opening and orientation. We have welcome from Mr. Michael, and we will brief the rubric and the rules for the competition also. And from 8:30 to 10:30, it's time for you in building to build your machine right there. And from the 10:30 to 11:30 is either presentations. So each group will have two times to present about your machine, and the judge will just evaluate your machines. And from 11:30 to 11:45 you have break, you have snack time, and from 11:45 to 12:15 you will have, this is the time for awards.
All right, thank you, Miss Queen Ang. All right, so let's go ahead and just do a real quick review of some of our rules for the competition. But before we do that, the judges, we're going to go ahead and quickly introduce our judges. So Mr. Kwan. Just a little bit of feedback, just to wake you guys.
So, good morning everyone. My name is Kwan, who will be one of the mentors for the secondary students today. And I would like to introduce the board of judges who will give you guys this award. The first, from junior school for the junior divisions, I would like to welcome Miss Queen Nan. Also from the junior school for secondary divisions, I would like to welcome Miss Valentine. And here we also welcome the appearance of very, very special guest judges. The first one, please welcome Dr. Nguyễn Văn Biên, who will be in charge of junior division. For secondary divisions, please welcome Dr. Đặng Văn Sơn and Mr. Nguyễn Thái Dương. Okay guys, today you will see a lot of people, a lot of teachers who dress in baby blue shirt. So we are all the mentors who always be in here, will be in here to help you guys. So let's welcome our mentors. The first one from for the juniors divisions, Miss Catherine, please raise your hand. Here. Miss Lori. For secondary divisions, please welcome me, Mr. Fun. Mr. Michael. And Mr. Greg will be in charge of both divisions. There are also two other important positions. Let's welcome Mr. Jai and Mr. Ming. Oh, they will stand right at the half desk, who will help you guys to do something that's maybe quite complex. So these are all the information about the judges and their mentors. Thank you so much.
All right, now we would like to have each of you stand up, and we'll apply after everybody has stood up. So can the patrons please stand? All right, welcome our bros. Phoenix Science. Sun versus Moon Warriors. And Rocket Jackie. Rocket Jackie. And we go to our secondary division. CNS Friendly Chipmunk. CNS Black. TNS Starboy. And Girl. And Marla Manday. And last but not least, Hunter. All right, a real quick review of our rules. So, we understand that you have read through the rules and that you are aware of those rules and what the requirements are and what the restrictions are. All right? So that's golden rule number 1. We won't have any disqualifications, I know, because you've read, but also the mentor's going to be going around to make sure you have everything the same size that it needs to be. So I think you should all be okay with that. If you have a question about something, please ask the mentor or a judge, just to make sure that you're within the rules. Okay? So golden rule number 2 then. All right? Remember, this is a student competition, but we have mentors that are helping. You guys have also brought in a mentor, some of you with your team, that can also assist. But again, as mentors, we're going to give you ideas. We may help you maybe with drilling something if you need to drill a hole through your board or something like that, or through PVC pipe. We have glue stations. We may help you with some of those things. But the design is all on the students. All right? So we want you, this is your competition. All right? So adults and mentors can provide ideas, and please make sure you stay in your work zone. The only time you should go out of your work zone is if you are going and taking a look at our example table of some of the different simple machines, if you're going to the help desk, or if you're going to get cardboard or extra supplies in those supply tables. Otherwise, you should be back. Question? And the back. That's really important too. Okay. Each of you have been given a board. You have a flat board, which is about 1.2 meters by 1.2 meters. Right now, it is laying flat on the table. You can do anything on that board. We can drill holes in it. We can use glue guns and glue things down. You can tape. You can do anything you want on that. Most of your device probably should be built on that board. However, you could take the board and flip it up like this and stand it up end to end. And then you could use part of the table and then the board if you wanted to do it that way. Okay? But you are confined to a particular space, which is overall 1.7 meters. We say 1.5 by 1.5. If you go over just a little bit, that's fine. Okay? All right. If you need to get Wi-Fi, go to the TNS guest. All right? Questions? Questions? It can go off the table, onto the ground, long as you're staying within those parameters. If you have a ball that rolls off, that's fine. All right? That's okay. But your building space can go onto the table, onto the floor, that's fine. Okay? And, all right, and let's see, anything else? You may not interfere with other teams that are building. All right? However, I'm going to steal your thunder for a second. Each team is going to be given 6 of these help tickets. So if you spot something really cool somebody else is doing, you can call a mentor and ask if one of you can go and talk to that team. There is an award called Gracious Professionalism, and that has to do with the teams that collaborate, are respectful with each other, how one team helps another team. Even though this is a competition, being a gracious professional, we also help each other and encourage each other. All right? So you'll have mentors that will be looking around at your team to see how respectful and how well you work with yourselves as a team and with others also. So you'll be getting 6 of these. So I want to see what's going on. Table 3 down. I'll go over and say, mentor, can I go ahead and talk to those groups? The mentors will say, yep, you can. And then you can go on down once you present your help this day. Okay? All right, next. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, you do have a list of different materials. All right, so just double check you have those. We also have put more materials in your boxes than what's being listed up here. One thing you might want to keep in mind is we do have a pulley. It's a little metal pulley that's been included in your kit. So you can use that rather than having to make one like this completely. All right, so look for that little metal pulley. All right. Yeah. Remember, our theme is Earth Day, invest in your planet, and we all know what our task is. Your machine will need to deposit a water bottle into your recycling container and then ring a bell. The last 2 things has to be ringing a bell and depositing the water bottle. Any creative way. All right, so think of a creative way you can do that. I could deposit the bottle first and then ring the bell, or can do it at the same time. It doesn't matter, as long as ringing the bell and depositing the water bottle are the last 2 things. And remember, we have a theme that's represented here. So the judge is going to be asking, okay, so what is your Earth Day theme? How have you decorated that or shown that theme on your board? All right, so make sure you're thinking through that as well, besides building the contraptions. All right, now we're going to go to our rubrics that Ms. Valentine is going to take you through. Artistic design, running machine, team presentations, and gracious professionalism.
All right. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So the first category is artistic design. Now remember, Rube Goldberg was a cartoonist. His machines were drawn in a cartoon style, and that's what we want to see from you. Along with the sketch of the machine, the Earth Day theme that Mr. Craig was talking about should be apparent in your design. Creative energy transfers, of course, refers to the machine itself. You are to draw the sketch on this paper. Every table has one of these papers. Now, remember, this will be part of your presentation. So, if you make changes to your machine, you need to make sure those changes are reflected in your design plan. So, this is a cartoon and your design. All right. Here's an example of an actual Rube Goldberg cartoon. You will see there are little letters here and there. These letters show what is going on during each step of the machine. Each letter has an accompanying description, so you know, oh, A, an alarm goes off, it's vibrating the table, B, the ball vibrates, etc., etc. So, you have to draw your cartoon, label the cartoon with A, B, C, or you can do 1, 2, 3, and then you have to describe what is going on in each of those steps. Now, you've built the machine, you've drawn your cartoon and labeled it. Now it's time to actually run the machine. When you start the machine, you have to touch it in order to get it started. Depending on how many touches you need, from the start all the way through to the end, you will get a different amount of points. So for example, if I start my machine here, I touch it once, but then it gets stuck. I have to touch it again. That means you have 2 points, or two touches, excuse me. when it comes to the actual machine itself, you need to have the different types of simple machines. If you do not meet those requirements, you will not get points for that. If you don't recall what the different types of simple machines are, they are in your booklets, but they're also shown on the help desk, one of the help desk tables. Now, we have some bonuses. If your machine takes longer than 10 seconds to run, so that means it's like really complex, we're going to award that. Total 30 bonus points if your machine can run for longer than 10 seconds. And with the number of steps, if you go above the required limit for your division, we will also be rewarding you for that. We have for +1 step, +3 steps, +4 steps, and +5 steps over your required limit. Now, we have team presentation. This also includes you showing off your sketch, your cartoon to the judges. I'm not going to read all these off. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. You have to be creative. Make sure you introduce everyone in your team and you tell the judges what everyone was responsible for. How does the machine go together with the theme? What you learned. So talk about what you got from this entire experience. And then also do a little reflection. What would you do differently if you can do it over again? So, Miss Queen Anne mentioned that there are going to be 2 times you will be judged. We will have 1 round, which is going to be your initial run. Let the machine go. The judges will give you an evaluation based on that first round. Then there will be a second run, so you have a second chance to let your machine go. And between the first and the second run, you can make, minor adjustments. Again, if you change your machine, make sure it's reflected in your cartoon. Here is a schedule of the different teams, when they will be running. This is all, how do I say, flexible. Hopefully, we'll be able to get everyone done in a reasonable amount of time. Do note, if your team is not ready for the second round, by the time the judges get to your table, you will not be able to do the second round. Again, we're tight on time, so please be mindful when you are setting up from the first round and then to the second round. Don't waste time. Any it's time for any questions, and either myself, some of the other judges, or any of the mentors can answer any questions that you have. Anything? All right. Again, please refer to your booklet. We have a help center in the a help desk at the center of the workstations.
All right, so at this time, thank you, Ms. Valentine. At this time, we would like to have primary or Division 1. All Division 1 participants, make your way around this way and go ahead and find your workstation and tables, and you guys can begin.